Good afternoon, student. In our previous lecture, we have seen about the operators. Now we will continue the operators topic. Now see some arithmetic operators we have discussed in our previous class, but see again if you have any doubt. Now you will make clear it. Now first one is our addition. I hope you are aware for this operation about this subtraction operator, multiplication, division, modulus, floor division, and exponent or power function. Now, if we are going to calculate any value by using these operators, then now see about the modulus operator. Modulus, if we have write 10 modulus 3, this is the symbol of modulus. Percentage like symbol is called modulus in mathematics. 10 modulus 3, that means we have to find the remainder of this 10 after dividing by 3, then it will give 1 because 3 3 is 9 and remainder will be 1. Now if we are going to find the 11 now 12 floor division 5. Now floor division is return the integer part of fractional value. That means if we are going to divide 12 by 5, then it will be 2.4. This will be your answer, but this is the result of division. In the division case, if we have written 12 divided by 5, then we got 2.4. But if we are going to apply floor division, that means double division sign, 12 double division sign by 5, that means 12 is floor division of 5, 12 with floor division of 5. Now it will truncate the fractional part of the result. That means this truncate, that means delete the fractional part, decimal part of the result, and it will return as 2. This is called your floor division. I hope you have understand the concept of floor division. Now if we are going to apply module exponent operator, suppose 2 double multiplied by 3, this represent 2 to the power 3 and this will return 8. This is your exponent function. This is your modulus. This is your floor division. This is your exponent operator. These are the very important operator. And now our next operator is assignment operator. Assignment operator is used to assign a value to a variable. Like this, you can see that here some assignment operation is done, and this is your description and this is your definition or meaning of that operator. Now if we are going to see this, like suppose that if we have written x equal to x plus y, this will also written as x plus equal to y. Both are same. This representation and this representation both is same. This is called your assignment operator. You can use this operator at different operation, like x multiplied by x multiplied by equal to y. This implies x equal to x multiplied by y, and this value will be assigned to the x. So these are the assignment operator. You can see that in the case of plus, division, multiplication, subtraction, floor division, exponent, modulus, these all are the called assignment operator. This is your assignment operator. Now our next operator is relational operator. Now relational operator is, first one is less than. This is your less than equal to, less than or equal to, third one is greater than, equal to, equal to, and sixth one is not equal to. These are 6 operators are called relational operator. Now this is your not equal to, this is your not equal to, not equal to. So these are your relational operator. Now see the example of this. Suppose that here you can see that p equal to 3 and q equal to 3.0. If p equal to 3 and q equal to 3.0, if we have applied the less than operator, p less than q, false. P is less than or equal to q, true, because p is not less than q but equal to q. P equal to q, this is true, so this will return here true. P equal to q, true, because p is equal to q. P is greater than q, false, because p is not greater than q, because p is equal to q. P is greater than equal to q, true, because here greater than or equal to, that means if p is not greater than, then it will equal to, that means there is one condition is true, that's why it return true. Now p is not equal to q, false, because p is equal to q. Similarly, in the example of second case, 6 and 4, p is 6, q is 4. Now p is less than q, p is less than q. Now you can check this. If now p equal to 6 and q equal to 4. Now if we are going to p is less than q, this will be false, because p is not less than q. Now change this option as false, this will be false. Correct this, because p is not less than q. P is 6, 6 is less than 4, this is greater than q, that means p is less than q is false. Now p is less than or equal to q, this will also false. P equal to q, false. P is greater than q, true. P is greater than or equal to q, true. P is not equal to q, true, because p is greater than q, then p is greater than q will be true, p is greater than equal to q will be true, and p is not equal to q will be true. Now if in third condition, if we have a and a, p equal to a, q equal to a. Now p is less than q, false. Less than equal to q, true. इक्वल है इसलिए ट्रू है. p is greater than, false. Greater than equal to q, true, and this is true. Now if we have assigned p equal to small a and q equal to capital A, and we all know Python is case sensitive language, that means there is the small a has different code and a capital A has different code, then p is less than q, false. P is less than or equal to q, false. Equal to q, false. Greater than q, true. P is greater than or equal to Q, true, and P is not equal to Q is true. Now this is your relational operator. Now next operator is your identity operator. Identity operator, there are two identity operators in Python. First one is, second one is not. That means if we have applied A is B, returns true if both its operands are pointing to same object, that is both referencing to the same memory location. Returns false otherwise. A is not B returns true if both its operands are pointing to different object, that is both returning to the different memory location returns false. Now for example, see here, if we are going to write, now if we will take the example of is and is not operator, then if we have assigned A equal to 100, B equal to 200 and C equal to 125. Now if we have applied the is operator A is B, now A is B, this will return false. Now if we have written A is C, A is C, this will return true. This will return true. Why this is it so? Because A is B. Here value of A is 100 and B is 200. Then they are two different values and they have different memory location. This has different memory address. Different memory address. That's why it return false. Here A and C has the same memory address. This is not about the value. This is all about the memory address. If the memory address of two objects is same, then this will return true. Otherwise this return is false. Now if we are applying is not operator, now if we are going to apply is not operator, then here you can see that if we are going to applied is not, that means see if A is not B, A is not B, then this will return true. This will return true because A and B have both different memory location. That means A is not B. That means A and B is not have the same memory address. Then this will return true. And if we write A is not C, then this return false because A and C are containing same memory location. That's why this return false. Now if we are going to add value like this, suppose that if we have written C equal to int input, enter the value. Now if the user is going to enter the value C equal to 100, C equal to 100, now C will be 100. If we are going to find A is B, A is C, then this will return false. Why is it so? Because this 100 that was the user input has the different memory location from this A. That's why it is return false. Instead of the same value, this will return false. In our practical session, we have seen it with practical example. Now our next example is next operator is logical operator. Now there are three logical operator. First one is AND, second one is OR, third one is NOT. AND that means returns true if both statements are true. OR returns true if one of both statement is true. NOT reverse the result, that is convert true into false and vice versa. That means true into false and false into true. For example, suppose that we have seen AND operator. Now if we have written 10 is greater than 5 and 6 is greater than 3. Now this will return true. Now this returns true. Why it is true? Because first condition 10 is greater than 5, true. 6 is greater than 3, true. If we are going to change any of these condition, suppose that we have written 6 is less than 3. 6 is less than 3. Now 6 is less than 3, this condition will false. This condition is true, but this condition is false. Then your result will be, our result will be false. Because to get true result, both the condition, both statement must be true. In the case of AND operator. Now if we are going to have OR operator, then if we have written 10 is greater than 5 or 3 is greater than 20. Now see, the result will be true. The result will be true because this condition is true, but this condition is false. 3 is greater than 20. No. Then, but instead of that, OR operator returns true. But in case of AND, this will be written by false. Because either of both condition, मतलब दोनों में से कोई एक condition भी अगर सही है, then OR operator returns true. If both condition will be false, then it returns false. If we have written down 10 is greater than 15, now you can see that this condition is also false. In this case, this result will be written false. But in case of any one condition is true, then OR operator returns the true value. And in case of NOT operator, suppose that if we have applied NOT, 10 is greater than 15. Now see here, 10 is greater than 15. 10 is greater than 15. This condition is false. But after applying NOT operator, this will become true. This will become true. If we have written down 10 is greater than 5, 10 is greater than 5, then here condition is true, 10 is greater than, but after applying NOT operator, this will return false. यहाँ पे तो true है, but when we have applied the NOT operator, this will convert it into false. This is your AND or NOT operator. Now see the bitwise operator. Bitwise operator is similar than your logical operators, but work on bits, that means binary digits, single bit performance. They can perform on the single bit. Now we have included bitwise and bitwise OR, bitwise XOR and bitwise NOT or complement. Now see the bitwise operators. Now our first one is bitwise AND. Now see, bitwise AND. Bitwise AND. This is the symbol of bitwise AND. Now AND operator, if we have put the value like x, y, x and y. Now you can see that if value of x is 0, y is 0, then x and y will be 0 and 0 will be 0. Like you can understand like the multiplication operator. 0 and 0 will give 0. Now if here x is 0, y is 1, then again this will return 0 in the AND operator. If x is 1, y is 0, then it will also return 0. If x is 1, y is 1, then it returns 1. That means 1 AND operator returns true if both the bits are true. This is the main concept of bitwise AND. It returns 1 if both the digit bits are 1. This is the bitwise AND operator. Now next one is our bitwise OR operator. Now next one is our bitwise OR. That means the symbol is this is your symbol, bitwise OR operator. In this case, if you take x, y, x or y, x or y. Now if we take the input 0, 0, it will return 0. If x is 1, y is 0, then it will return 1. If x is 0, y is 1, then it will return 1. If both bit is 1, then it will return 1. That means the OR operator returns false only when both the bits are false. Otherwise, it will return the true, because 0 represent false and 1 represent true. This is your OR operator, bitwise OR. Now our next one is bitwise XOR. Bitwise XOR, exclusive OR. This is called your bitwise XOR or exclusive OR. This is written like this. Now if we have x, y and x exclusive OR y, now put the operation. If x is 0, y is 0, then result will be 0. Now if x is 0, y is 1, then it returns 1. X is 1, y is 0, then it returns 1. If x is 1, y is 1, then it returns 0. Now you can see that the exclusive OR operator returns false if both the bits are false, and exclusive OR returns false if both are the true. That means if both bits are same, then it will return false. If both bits are different, then it will return true. This is your bitwise operator. And in the next class, we have seen the bitwise shift operator. In next class, we will see the bitwise shift operator. Now, thank you for watching today.